so that people can understand better how you speak, then you're invited to like the open house. So this is how I come to the Women's College, and then that was in 2004. So I just graduated in 2010. I was like excited because I said it's one of the best day of my life, because your education is something that no one can ever take away from you. I am educated. I want all of my kids to be educated. I have one kid. I don't plan on having a bunch. To be educated. So it was really, really important for me to get that education. And then now that I have it under my belt, it's like I shouted it over the rooftop. Said, "Me, Fija, I'm graduated with like an American university." It's like a big deal in Haiti. Even here, people that make the time, girls who go to college here, it's a big deal. But I'm from Haiti. And then my husband was the one who teach me how to speak English. And then I started learning English in 1999. So I am able to do it. So if I can do it, I figured every single person in the US, if you put your mind to it, can do it. But also coming to the Women's College, there is such a great support system here. So believe me, you can do it. So basically, that's it for me. And then one of my fondest memories, something I will never forget, is like taking my first class with Dr. Xpenlove. I was terrified. I said, will I be able to do it? But something I come to like about her, you write that, she explained it to you, and then for whatever reason, it's stuck in my mind forever. Now I have a blog online that I write, and it's about my culture, of course, our food, the way we talk, and then what's important to us, religions and stuff. When I write it down, actually, I said, would Dr. Expenlove agree with that sentence structure? And then for whatever reason, I hear in my head says, no, Fija, cut the A out, make it succinct. And then you will be better that way. And then your reader want to read something that is succinct, but that makes sense, because people doesn't want to read anything online that is a very big long article. So this is my fondest memory here at Women's College. It's Dr. Explain Lab talking in my brain. That's great. So that's it for me.
Evelyn Young Quisman. I graduated in 1956 and 1981. So I'm a transitional student. But I wanted to tell you, it was so different between 1956 and 1981. We didn't have all the rules in 81 that we did in 1956. But I had such great times when I lived on campus in 1956, and one of the fondest memories was sunbathing on the foothill or a foot hall balcony, and I was just as brown as I can be, and I have little spots on my arms to show what I did at Foot Hall. But we had great times there. But I wanted to tell you how Colorado Women's College changed my life. When I went back in '81, I took an art class that changed my whole life, and I'm an artist now. And I didn't take art as a major. I took business management. But it's been the best thing that ever happened to me. I paint in oil, acrylic, and watercolor, and it's just changed my life, and that's my greatest passion today. And CWC actually prepared me for life, because if it hadn't been for all the experiences I've had, I might not have made it, because I've lost 2 husbands, I've had cancer, and I've had a lot of trials, but all the things that I learned at CWC got me through these last few years. So I just wanted to thank CWC for all that they've done for me.
I'm Jean Carolyn Ashby, and I attended Colorado Women's College from 1966, and I graduated in 1970. I have a twin sister, Carol Mililani Krellen Beery, and we were roommates from before birth through college, and then she got married. But Colorado Women's College was very special because we had left home. It was our first opportunity to be out on our own, and what better place than to be at CWC, because we could be in that nurturing environment that gave you enough lead rope to becoming independent, and yet we still had that nurturing, the rules. I remember you had to be in it at a certain time, you had the curfews and all of that. But what I really enjoyed was my freshman year, everything was new. And we lived in Hawaii, so we didn't have winter. So I can remember walking back from the pool to the dormitory at Curtis Hall, and I would, by the time I got back to the dorm, my bathing suit would be frozen, and you could just kind of lay it out like an umbrella. I remember that. The classroom situation was great because the classes were small, the teachers were accessible. One of the good memories was I was in sports, and one of the good memories were the nights that they had faculty-student volleyball, basketball games. And that was lots of fun because no matter what you thought about your teacher, when you were out on the court, it was a different person, and that was kind of fun. I'd say that a lot of people may talk about the classroom. I think we'll all be in agreement that the education was phenomenal. It was really, really great. But some of the memories and things that happened outside the classroom are the things that you remember, like going to Madame Laval's house, and she'd make crepes for us, or we'd make crepes and speak French, and she was fabulous. And I guess I'd say that that would be my freshman year. My sophomore year, one of the things I can remember, and I think I mentioned it over the weekend, that I hadn't had an office, and I was elected vice president of our dormitory. And I'd never been sworn into office, so what I did, the gal said, don't be nervous, just repeat after me. And so she said, raise your right hand, and I did. And then she said, repeat after me, I state your name. And I said, I state your name. And then everybody started laughing, and of course I was highly embarrassed that I didn't know what I was doing, but I got through that. And then I can also remember I got in trouble for when they had the freshmen come in. We were sophomores, and we were supposed to give them a little bit of a bad time. And I wore my riding boots and my riding pants, and I had a crop in my hand, and a bright yellow raincoat with stripes. And I would just go up to the freshmen, and I'd just kind of click my heels like a soldier and hit the crop against my hand and just look at them and give them a little eye, and they were just like petrified. And I didn't say a word, but then I got in trouble because they thought I was being mean, and I'm the most harmless person you could ever meet. But I remembered that you don't do that again. Now we're going to move on to my third year in Geneva, and that was fabulous. Being in a classroom of classmates that we could only speak French, and I have to say that it was the worst grades of all my 4 years. However, it was the best education because they had the music and the history and the art and the literature all coincided with the same period of time. So you had all of that the progression of what was happening in the government and in the social aspects of that century were being shown in all those fields of the literature and the music and the art. And it was a fabulous year for that. Lots of good memories. One memory that I did get was taking riding lessons, and I saw this really pretty horse and I wanted to ride it, and they suggested that I didn't, but I really insisted. And when I was riding the horse, it bucked me off, and one of my biggest lessons on that was you have to get back on. I wanted to just go back, but the instructor said, no, you got to get back on, and I did. And what I learned from that is that no matter what happens in life, if you get bucked off, you just got to get back in the saddle. So that was another good memory. Our final year was a culmination of